Okay, this is how you know you're live. There's like a red button that tells you live.
Good morning.
Or good evening.
Wherever
Or
you are in the world.
or good morning and good evening and everything in between.
Yeah, soon we'll be joined by Charu. Where did she go? uh, I'm Nick, and this is Andre. Andre's in. Where are you at right now?
In Korea.
Korea.
Oh yeah, there's
Or
a Korean Barbecue Week going on currently, so makes a lot of sense to be here. What about you, Nick? Where are you?
I'm in the East Coast of the United States, just chilling here in New York time, and thinking of new products and planning on our mainnet, which is imminent.
Oh yeah.
So there's lots of stuff that I have to catch up on when I wake up in the morning, and I haven't had time to do that yet because it's now 9 o'clock and we are ready to go here. But we lost Charu, our head of product.
Yeah, let's give her a minute to rejoin the call. And I think it's also a great opportunity for people that are watching already or wanting to join in on this YouTube live stream to give them a minute or two to join in. There we go.
Uh-oh.
Your microphone is...
Scream. A loud scream. Well, our headquarters in Hong Kong is technical difficulties right now. We apologize. Well, when Charu comes back, hopefully without the white noise, we're going to talk about the updates that she just made to MANTRA.ZONE. It's so fresh off the oven. I haven't even had a chance to look at it. So if you want to go look at it while she tells you about it, go to MANTRA.ZONE and you can see the new changes that were literally just made an hour ago. Then what else are we going to talk about?
Great question. So, I mean, the live stream today is called From Code to Community, right? Which I really think is a smart title because we have a lot of people building code and creating the websites, and ultimately it's all for the community. So I really love the title. And in today's call, we're going to talk about, like you said, MANTRA.ZONE, where the link is mantra.zone. We're going to talk about...
The white noise still in Hong Kong.
Oh, yes. Now it's better. There's no white noise, but we cannot hear you still.
I think that happens sometimes with AirPods. If you work out in them and they get water in them, now they're broken. Or at least until they fully dry out, which eventually happens.
Waterproof, but not waterproof. Cool. So just to continue, right? We're going to talk about MANTRA.ZONE today. We're going to talk about chakra pools today. We are going to talk about something beautiful called karma, where I think Nick is going to have a thing or two to say what karma is and what karma is all about. And we're also going to have a dive into our short-term tech roadmap and also obviously medium and long-term goals that we want to achieve throughout time and going forward, obviously. I would say let's have a look if your mic is working, Charu, so we can kick it off.
Testing.
Beautiful.
There we go.
All right.
Okay. Very good.
Let's not FUD Apple anymore. That's enough Apple FUD.
Great. I think those 5 minutes that everyone needed to also come into the live stream have now passed. So I would say let's officially kick it off. so we don't spend more time on listening to white noise or other technical
I see
difficulties.
comments coming in. This is very cool.
Oh
if
yeah.
you have any questions beyond what we just kind of like previewed there, like please
Wow, there's a lot of
comment
questions.
and we'll answer kind of as we get to it.
Definitely,
Okay.
just drop them anywhere, and we have a couple people helping us out to also get all the comments, sort through them, and give them to us so we can answer them.
I already have a question about Dukong in the
Yes.
in the comment. Very good for paying attention, Deli. I appreciate that. Yeah, we'll get to that, I guess, for at least what we can say.
Okay.
For now, do you want to share your screen?
Let me maybe do a little intro. So again, I mean, we have already talked about this. We are having a live stream today to talk about a couple topics like MANTRA.ZONE, karma, chakra pools, and our roadmap. And we have you two guys here today to present and talk about all of the points that I have just mentioned. And I would say maybe we can start off by you guys introducing yourself to the community, so people know also who is talking and who is presenting. And I would say I'm a little bit old-fashioned, so ladies first. Maybe Charu, you want to go ahead and take on the mic.
I anyways couldn't, like, there's so many questions coming in. I'm so excited to see all of this. Dukong, when is mainnet going live? Awesome. Hey guys, I'm Charu, head of product here at Mantra. We have been working really, really hard in the background to prepare a lot of things. There's one thing that just went live, not just one thing, like a couple of things that went live earlier today. So we'll share that a little bit more in this session, and also share a little bit about what the tech and product roadmap has been and what the guys in Hong Kong and other offices that we have been up to. So we'll share a little bit more about that. Over to you, Nick.
You're muted.
Good morning, guys. Yeah. So I'm Nick Krapels. People used to call me a professor back in China. I used to live in Shanghai. That's where I got this coffee mug. I was teaching finance, and that's where I met JP many years ago. And anyway, I'm the CSO of MANTRA.ZONE, and I'm here to talk about the strategy and roadmap, so the long-term vision, as well as probably what you're more concerned about, which is karma. So we'll get to that soon.
Okay. Well, great. Thanks for the introduction from you guys. I would say let's dive right into MANTRA.ZONE, where Charu is also going to showcase the beautiful website that, like Nick said, has been freshly updated just a couple hours earlier. So it is
so fresh out of the oven that even Nick has not seen it.
Oh, yes. So maybe I can pass the ball to you, Charu. And let me maybe also start with a question. What is MANTRA.ZONE, right? Maybe there are people here who have never heard of MANTRA.ZONE before. Can you give us like a little overview of what MANTRA.ZONE is?
Sure, 100%. So MANTRA.ZONE or MANTRA.ZONE, I'm sharing my screen, so someone will have to let me in. So MANTRA.ZONE is essentially everything about Mantra Chain. It is designed to enhance and streamline your experience and be the main hub for Mantra Chain. So it's for people who are not like super tech savvy, but they still want to know what's happening in Mantra Chain. How can they, see the activities and on-chain activities that are happening on Mantra Chain? So that's like one-stop shop. MANTRA.ZONE is that. So you just type mantra.zone and you land onto this page where you can see that there's just in a glance what Mantra is all about. So you can see that the token.
Do I see a new karma quest there?
Soon. I have not been doing it. I've not been as diligent in karma quests.
I see a new karma quest here that you just put up, though.
Yes, there is a new karma quest. Also, the token price, and in the last 24 hours, it's like up by 10%. So you can see, you can monitor the token value here. You can also see the featured section, which is like highlighting everything that's going on Mantra chain at that point in time. You'll also see the ecosystem, which shows you the builders that are building on the ecosystem on Mantra chain as we are speaking right now. And there you can see also what karma you have, so what the leaderboard has in store for you. If we talk about the next section, that is the Chakra pool, that a lot of you already have been participating in. So Chakra pool is an investment product where you can deposit your USDC in order to get USDY, and also a lot of juicy APR, which is at this point more than 500% still. What this juicy APR is it's a combination of multiple tokens. So there is Ohm that you will get, which is up to 2.66 million Ohm for the investment. You'll also be able to get some Ondo tokens, and you will also be eligible for karma. That takes us to what karma is. So where you can monitor all your good karma is on the leaderboard. This leaderboard is tracking all your activity, not just in the Chakra pool, but then also what you have been doing on the testnet overall. So there's a lot of quests and missions that are going on. Some of them happened in past, but still a lot of them are active. You can check out the details of the missions there and fulfill these missions. As you do these missions, you will automatically get karma, which should then lead to your total karma showing on the leaderboard.
So you have mentioned two words, and I think maybe we can dive a little bit into those two words. You've mentioned quests and missions. Is there a difference? And if there is a difference, what is the difference? Can you elaborate a bit more, please?
There is a slight difference, yes. That's a good question. Thanks, Andre. And this is also something that, in our community, it's something that a few people have also asked us. So missions is everything that you see here. So there are certain targeted actions that we will keep on posting that we want you all, the community, to try out and check out for us, how those features are, how those functions are working. Those will be listed here. It's very crystal clear. We'll have a description of how those missions need to be completed. It's also listed out how much karma you get for completing the missions. Quests are slightly different. They are like a little bit mysterious in nature. So in order to have your daily activities or some stuff that you're doing on testnet, which we'll not share what those are, you might land onto a treasure quest and you might get good karma for that as well. So quest is related to that.
Okay.
So new things on the right are all missions. We haven't had a quest yet.
We haven't had a quest. And when we have a quest, that will also not be shared here. That is something for the community to try and find out on themselves.
Ooh.
So do you think I should prioritize missions or quests if I look at Mantra.ZONE?
Do both, man. Do missions, do karma. It's like total karma. The more you do, the more karma you get. And the more karma you get, the more it'll lead to something. And I think that's something that Nick should probably talk about, because karma, he'll share a little bit more guidance on what karma is.
Oh, definitely. But maybe before we dive into karma, one more question, and I think a lot of people from the community also want to know this. Is KYC mandatory for Mantra.ZONE? Like, do I need to KYC beforehand, or how does it work?
KYC is not mandatory. So you can see that you can directly connect your wallets and you can participate in Chakra pool, you can participate in the testnet activity, and you can start accumulating karma. So KYC is not mandatory. However, if you do KYC, you might be eligible for, you might get more good karma. So that's something that can have additional benefit, but it's definitely not mandatory.
Okay, understood. I mean, karma has been mentioned quite a few times now, I think, during our conversation. I have a question on my mind. Like, do you guys want to continue with what is karma and give this mic to Nick? Or do you want to continue with the chakra pools again, just so we can see the beautiful UI again.
Maybe let's share a little bit more about karma, because we've talked about karma quite a lot. So it will be good for everyone to know what karma is and what do you need to do to get karma.
Well, the first thing that karma is not and never will be is a direct relationship to Ohm token. So you'll never be able to say, oh, I earned 1,000 karma and that's worth 1,000 Ohm. It'll never be a direct correlation like that. But what karma is the key for you to unlock access to our Genesis airdrop. And that's huge. I mean, it's 50 million Ohm tokens. And we did do a Galaxy quests and season, a few months ago. And probably a lot of you guys are here with us from that time. And at this time, I mean, we haven't totally settled on it, but we're definitely going to prioritize karma, it looks like, more than the Galaxy quests. So if you guys are behind on the karma and you're up on Galaxy, you may want to consider reorienting that preference in your sort of accumulation here. Now, I like to joke, there's a song, it's a very famous song, maybe you guys know it, but it has lots of references to what karma is. So I'll never say what it exactly is, right? But it is your way to show that you want to be part of this ecosystem that we're building. What we're building is the world's first and premier RWA ecosystem that's going to live all on one L1. So if you want to be part of that, then you should accumulate karma. How can you do that? You can go through all these missions as they come through. So you have to maybe bookmark MANTRA.ZONE and come back a lot, every day. Follow our Twitter, it'll be announced in Telegram, etc. But if you stay up to date with the missions, even without spending any money, you'll definitely have some Ohm coming to you when mainnet goes live. Mainnet goes live before the end of the year. So, if you want to maximize your airdrop time, I don't know, you got 2-3 months before the end of the year, right? And you can do a lot of activity on MANTRA.ZONE during that time and increase your karma. Probably the best way to increase your karma, though, is to contribute to Chakra pools. And right now we have, if you go, it's the third mission down, you can click on that and you'll see that not only are you going to get that juicy APR, right? But you're going to earn karma on top. And what is karma? That's what I'm supposed to talk about, right? Well, karma is your key to unlocking that 50 million, your portion of that 50 million Genesis drop.
So just a question in between here, right? You beautifully said there is a linkage between karma and the Genesis drop. You said you will never be able, or there is no linkage directly between karma and Ohm, but also maybe for the people that are listening in or watching us talk about the Genesis drop right now, can you just quickly summarize what is the Genesis airdrop that you just mentioned?
So, what was it? About a year ago, the community decided that we were going to pivot from what we were building, which was kind of, an app chain for Mantra Finance, to an L1 for the entire RWA ecosystem globally Onchain. And so when we made that decision, collectively as a DAO, we had to figure out, how to move to that. And, karma is a very important part of that transition, from the community moving from the DAO structure into the premier RWA L1. So how do we determine who really wants to be a part of this ecosystem? I mean, there's going to be a lot more missions and there's going to be a lot more chakra pools. It's not just USDY, right? It's going to be more chakra pools that come after this one. So, if you feel like you missed the USDY, but keep in mind you're earning karma every day on that USDY. Every single day you're earning 0.001 per dollar, which is what, $1,000 gets you a point per day, something like that.
Yeah.
So the earlier you are, you get more karma, which unlocks part of that Genesis drop. So I don't know. It's your strategy
per day. Yeah, just to like, how do I say? Like, just to hone on that a little bit more, is you get that one karma that you'll get for 1,000 USDC of deposit daily until the chakra pool is still live. And USDY chakra pool is just the first chakra pool of all the chakra pools that will happen. So if you haven't still invested, I think, yes, see for yourself the things that you can get out of chakra pool and start rising the ladder of the leaderboard.
Can you guide me through a bit on the chakra pools? So you were talking about like a USDC investment, and you were talking about then getting Ohm tokens, talking about getting Ondo tokens, and also this is a USDY chakra pool, right? So if I were a user and I put in $100 into the chakra pool, or let's say $1,000 into the chakra pool, what happens? Like, what do I need to do? Do I just sit back and wait? How do I get my money back at the end of the day? Where will I get the Ohm tokens? All these things, I think, are questions that the community has asked over and over, and I think it would be also quite good to reinforce that here.
Yeah, sure. So again, you first go to mantra.zone. On mantra.zone, you can see the chakra pool. In chakra pool, you'll see all the information listed out here. The current TVL, how much APR bonuses you can get, how much is USDY yield right now. You need to, so chakra pool right now accepts deposits from Ethereum and Base chain. The deposits can be made using USDC. So when you deposit your USDC, you can do it either on Ethereum or Base chain. Once you do that, you will need to link your wallet. This is a very crucial step, because while you are depositing from your ETH and Base chains, the USDY will be minted on Mantra chain. So you need to link your Mantra chain wallet address here with your EVM wallet address. This will help us to send you the USDY on your Mantra chain wallet address after mainnet. Also, we need that Mantra chain wallet address, because the Mantra chain wallet address is where you're accumulating all your karma, for which you will then be eligible to get a share of the gen drop that Nick was sharing a little while ago. The USDY, the Ohm, and the Ondo rewards. So the Ohm and the Ondo are rewards on top of the USDY. The USDY itself has a yield. The yield of USDY is, if I just close this, 5.35% as of today. So on top of that, you get additional bonuses in Ohm tokens and Ondo tokens, which is up to 574% as of this moment. You get that, and these three tokens, USDY, Ohm, and Ondo, will all be eligible for claiming after mainnet on your linked Mantra chain wallet address. So that's why you need to link your Mantra chain wallet address. Your Mantra chain wallet address will also be the wallet address which accumulates all the karma. So the karma keeps on accumulating basis of your investment in Chakra pool and your testnet activity, which again, you should use the same Mantra chain wallet address to do more testnet activity so that you can get more and more karma. There are more details listed out here for explaining, to go through for you when you're making this investment. Everything related to how the treasury bills are held, the whole portfolio. There are FAQs here for for more ease of understanding of what USDY is about, which currency you need to deposit it, and stuff like that.
Okay. I have a question. Like, you now mentioned you need to link your wallets. I obviously hope that this doesn't happen to anyone, but what would happen if I lose access to my wallet, or, for example, my wallet gets hacked and I kind of need a different wallet where I can receive the rewards?
This is a very good and a very tricky question. Currently, we are not changing. Once you have linked the wallet, you cannot change it. Of course, it is reviewed on case-by-case basis. We recommend you to stick to the same linked wallet. If it's not compromised, then you stick with the same wallet, because even if you change the wallet, you lose the karma that you will accumulate in the wallet address, in the Mantra chain wallet address. So be mindful when you are linking the wallet. Know the wallet address that you are linking, and then that's where all your karma will get accumulated. As for the Ethereum side, of course, like I said, we will be reviewing. If such requests come, we will be reviewing it on a case-to-case basis. Once you have deposited from Ethereum, it is already linked to the Mantra chain wallet address. The USDY, that is in turn of the USDC that you have deposited. The rewards will all be given on the Mantra chain wallet. So it's not going to be having an impact from the Ethereum wallet that if you have to change. So that can be possible, but it has to be done on a case-by-case basis.
Cool. Understood. So that means best case, obviously, not to get hacked and not to lose access to any of your wallets, right? Because it is crypto, and it is not like a bank account where you can just call them and say, hey, I lost my access. Can you please print me my new ATM pin or something? Let's maybe also focus on a couple of questions from the community, because I'm seeing there are plenty of questions coming in. And there are a lot of questions related to our testnet, right? So it's going to read out this question here. It says, John lightly announced the launch of Dukong. Can you elaborate a bit more on Dukong testnet, for example?
Yeah, Dukong is the new testnet, which will be going live in the coming weeks. Hongbai will still exist, guys. You will still need to do certain activities and stuff on Hongbai, so it's definitely still here. But Dukong will be the new testnet that we do before the mainnet. In terms of what happens to, there will be more activities and more missions that will come on Dukong as it rolls out. But both Hongbai and Dukong will still exist at the same time.
Okay, and there's a question.
There's like a functional reason for that, though. You know, like Hongbai is a true testnet, right? And you need to have as much decentralization as you could possibly handle, and then figure out what's going on and what are the issues there. And then when you get ready to go to mainnet, you have to relaunch sort of a smaller validator set chain so that you're ready and more secure when you launch a less decentralized initial Genesis block. So, you know, whereas Hongbai is like 100 validators or something like that, Dukong will only be, I think it's 16 or something like that. So it's really sort of like the last phases until you get to mainnet. So, you know, for those of you who have been following us for the past year, you know, as we move from one to the next, you should know that Dukong means, when that gets going and we get more and more activity on Dukong, that means that we're about to do mainnet. So you should pay attention to what's going on in Dukong, because that's sort of the very last step before the mainnet. So it's pretty exciting.
Okay. And a lot of people are asking in the chat right now, when Dukong? Do we have an answer to this question?
In coming weeks. Soon, very, very soon. It'll be done in a phased manner. So we'll start slow with like a private Dukong and then make it a public Dukong.
Okay, very cool. I'm also seeing there are a lot of people asking about karma in the chat, and a lot of people are also asking, is there like a maximum like cap for the karma that you can earn?
No.
Okay. Perfect. So I can earn unlimited karma if I wanted to.
The more karma you get, the more you should be paying attention to your rank. I think if you're not going up in your rank, even if you're increasing your karma, then maybe you need to change your strategy. If you're going up on your rank and you're executing a strategy to climb the leaderboard, then you're on the right path if that's what you want. So just I would say pay attention to it's a game. Pay attention to the rank, the score. If the team is losing by 28 points in the fourth quarter, then they should probably be more aggressive in their strategy, right?
Okay. Yeah, so, fair enough.
That's how I would approach karma. I mean, I don't know. Everyone can have their own approach to karma. You can just max out all of the free stuff, and you'll definitely get some piece of it. I would imagine you can try to participate in moving towards mainnet and like contributing to sort of the pre-TVL for the chain. If we go live before the end of the year, you would be contributing USDC in September, and then you would have the USDY on Mantra in 2 months, 3 months tops. I mean, so you can look at that, and then we'll have liquidity on chain for USDY, and we'll also have other opportunities for USDY. I know that I was talking to Pysate. They're thinking about using USDY in their pools for contributions on Mantra. We'll certainly have liquidity for USDY, and then get lots of stuff you can do with your own besides just staking it on the mainnet. But the early mainnet stakers will also be well rewarded as we increase the security on the chain. That's a typical thing for POS chains as they launch. The staking yields should be really, really high at the beginning, as we attract people to bridge over and stuff like that. And there'll still be lots of chakra pools going on even after the karma campaign has ended. So, I mean, our idea is just, get involved in the community, and then we'll be rolling out a lot of RWAs that you can invest in. JP is talking about, 6-9 figure TVL of whatever. So, I mean, that should be available, and you guys, the community, will be able to contribute to those opportunities when we get them, all the deals and all the T's crossed and the I's dotted, and then those will become available on chain. I would say, within the next 6 to 12 months. That's what we're looking at. So, in terms of roadmap, I know we were supposed to talk about the roadmap a little bit, but just getting, looking 6 to 12 months out, that's what I see. So, if you want to be part of that, like, increase your karma and get out there.
Very cool. I see a lot of people asking also about Chakra Pool and TVL and how it's working. I just want to say for the record that all of this is being recorded, and we have talked about it already, like how you can earn karma, how a Chakra Pool works, for example. I would highly recommend to just go back to the video and have a look at it. And obviously, please also read through everything on the documentation. Give me 1 second. Someone is ringing on my hotel door. So I'm going to have a question here. What is the long-term vision for the Mantra platform? And quickly go to the door and open this one.
Yeah, so I was just getting to that for the next, just talking recently about the 6 to 12 months. Like, if we look beyond that 6 to 12 months, beyond specific TVL deals that I know that will have like in the oven, so to speak, the idea is that Mantra will become the liquidity hub for RWAs, period. Then I don't think it has to be more complex than that. Like, whatever it takes to be that, the liquidity hub for RWAs on chain. There'll be a lot of other RWA projects and teams that will be coming out, as we onboard, what is it, $16 trillion of potential assets on chain. There's a lot of room in the ocean here. We think, and those projects that have entered the RWA space, in these early days, we're part of the pack that's sort of swimming ahead into the blue ocean in that perspective. So I think it'll give us a heads up in terms of attracting liquidity and like attracting the community and like just literally upgrading everyone's knowledge base about what an RWA is and how it can function in your portfolio, right? As we move, towards like a more like multipolar world where you really kind of have to keep assets like in your home country, in your work country, in maybe some other places, maybe some on chain. You really have to like have a balance of a global balance of your assets, both on chain and off chain, in this world that we're moving towards. And Mantra will be there to sort of help you manage the on chain component as this gets more complex in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how we get going.
Do you remember, Nick, earlier this year, we were having conversations on like what can we bring on chain, like which real world assets. And the idea was that there'll be like 3 to maybe 4 key categories like real estate and tokenized treasury bills, commodities maybe, that we wanted to look into, and we wanted to have like tokenize these key categories onto the chain. But the conversations that now like JP is having is far beyond those categories, and it's much wider. So
for sure, like an airplane. If you had told me what
yes.
6 months,
that was not on one of the categories for sure.
And the stuff that you guys are doing in Korea this week, hanging out with Story, and maybe there'll be some interesting IP RWAs that come out of that. Those discussions, I think that's an interesting, another blue ocean that we can investigate. I think the fact that there's so much really high quality products that are coming out in the sort of tokenized treasury space, like, when we first made the, initial partnership with Ondo, it was kind of like they were the only game in town. And now when you look at that landscape, you're at about 7 or 8 high quality tokenized treasury projects. And that's really, really, really encouraging to me, so if we can bring that yield on chain so that we have the sort of different sort of base yields available to people, both off chain and on chain. Like if you think of on chain yield is like AVE, right? Or for those Europeans out there. And we want to make that easily available to people in sort of one screen where they can see it and they can interact with it, not just on Mantra chain, but across all the chains where there will be RWAs. But of course, they'll come and trade on Mantra because we'll have the most liquidity. But anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can check all of that out on MANTRA.ZONE, because MANTRA.ZONE will have all of those real world assets listed. There will be investment products on MANTRA.ZONE for those, and also like trading pairs and such. So do keep going to MANTRA.ZONE. Keep on checking out what else is happening on MANTRA.ZONE as well.
Okay, very cool. I'm just being aware of time as well. I would say let's have a maybe last question, and I have seen this multiple times also in the comments as well. Feel free, both of you, whoever wants to go first. And the question
to get karma? People came to your door to ask how to get karma.
Yes, that is definitely a question that's getting asked a lot. But actually, it's more about when will the gen drop happen, and is there going to be final quests to claim? Like, is there an end to collecting karma, for example?
Well, I think, again, I said that in the beginning. I'll say it again. If you guys have been following us on Galaxy, thank you very much. You definitely have a confirmed part of the gen drop, especially those people who have are in season 1. But if you're trying to accumulate a lot of I would suggest that you reorient from doing Galaxy stuff for season 2 to doing Karma stuff. That's just my friendly suggestion as a member of the community. That's what you should do. So yeah, Galaxy season 1 definitely going to be rewarded. Galaxy season 2, I think maybe even rewarded less. So come on over to MANTRA.ZONE and find out about Karma.
Okay, very cool. Thank you, Nick, and also thank you, Charu, for giving us very insightful answers to questions that the community, I think, really wanted to have answered by now. And I think it's very cool that you guys are also so accessible and easy to approach, and people can just write in the comments and ask questions. But obviously, this is not the only place where you can ask questions, right? We have a couple social media channels. We're also active on Telegram and Discord. So if you do have questions that didn't get answered today, or where you think you might want to investigate further and ask just follow-up questions, please join any of our social media channels. We're quite responsive and always there to help out, obviously. With that being said, do you guys have any closing remarks for this live stream, or any words that you want to share with the community?
Yeah, I mean, thank you all for joining. These are really, really good questions that makes us, it really is good to see that you are following us for a long time. You know about Dukong, you know about Chakra Pool, and you know about missions and stuff. So thanks for following us. Thanks for participating in everything that we have been bringing forward. And rest assured, there's a lot of stuff still cooking in the kitchen. So we keep on coming with new stuff, new quests, new feature and product rollouts almost every other week. So stay connected. Like Andre said, follow us on the socials, and do let us know if you have any questions, and then we'll definitely keep answering to you.
I'll just kind of wrap up here. And see, I've known JP for 8 years, and helped him start this 4 years ago. We just had the birthday party that you guys got to go to, but I didn't get to go to. I'm jealous of that. And that's been a long time. And I've watched JP grow as a person and as a entrepreneur over that time. And I've never seen him more dedicated and more excited and more committed. And I mean, that man, he doesn't sleep. And I couldn't be more excited to help him. And with the crack team that we really have been building the past 7-8 months since we got the funding from Charu. I'm really impressed with a lot of the new people that have come on board. I mean, our offices in Hong Kong will soon be full, it seems like. And that's really encouraging. We've got a lot of really cool new hires on the tech side. Sort of the silver lining of Cosmos collapse is that we can sort of cherry pick some of the best talent that's out there that sort of believes in our mission around RWAs. And I hope that continues. If you're looking to do something, fun and amazing, and that's not about everything else that has been done in crypto before, come help us at Mantra. Especially if you're CosmWasm expert or someone who is really interested in proof of stake tokenomics, DM me, come help us. We work every day, all day, and we have offices, a great office in Hong Kong, and we have a lot of remote people too. So hopefully this answers some of y'all's questions about how we're growing and staff size and whatever. But all that being said, it's the highest point of buzz that I've ever seen in my 4 years of working with Mantra. And that includes the time when we launched and we went like 42x in the week or whatever it was back in 2020. So it's really awesome to be, at this point. And, we have so much more that we can't really reveal right yet, because it's still kind of, not only technologically cooking, but also BD cooking, and also sort of like conceptually cooking on the sort of crypto economic side and ecosystem side. That like, I couldn't be more excited about being a part of this project. And I'll just leave it at that. Thanks for tuning into our stream.
Cool. Then thank you again, guys. I think that's a wrap. With those closing remarks, I would say, everyone, I hope you guys have a nice day, morning, or evening, depending on where in the world you are. And we're all very much looking forward to seeing you in our next session.